In the quiet hum of an Abuja evening, the world of Joshua, a young, powerful oil executive, came to a screeching halt. His expensive black sedan, a symbol of his success, sputtered and died on a deserted road. Stranded and seething with frustration, he stared blankly at the complex engine, a world of machinery he didn't understand. The fading light revealed a solitary figure approaching. It was Stella, a homeless girl. Her clothes were worn, her eyes tired, but she carried herself with a quiet dignity that poverty couldn't erase. Joshua's immediate reaction was one of judgment, a reflex honed by his wealthy, isolated world. But Stella met his cold stare with a gentle smile and a simple, profound observation. "Sir, I think you are judging a book by its cover." The words struck him, cutting through his anger and prejudice. He watched, skeptical but intrigued, as she leaned over the engine. A few moments later, this uneducated girl with grease-stained fingers had solved his multi-million naira problem. It was a single loose wire. Her mechanical skill was natural, undeniable. Overwhelmed and humbled, Joshua reached into his wallet, pulling out a thick wad of cash. But as he offered it to her, Stella stepped back. "Kindness is not meant to be sold," she said, her voice firm. Her integrity was a force of nature, something so rare it instantly redefined the meaning of value for the wealthy CEO. Instead of money, he offered her his business card. Joshua Petroleum Limited. It read, "Be there tomorrow morning." That night, sleeping on a cold wooden floor, Stella clutched the card. Beside her was the last piece of her dry bread. She had made a choice not to sell her good deed, and now a new path was opening. She would take the chance. The next morning she arrived at the towering glass building of Joshua Petroleum. The guards at the gate looked at her worn slippers and faded dress with contempt. "Beggar," they sneered, pushing her away. But high above, in his office window, Joshua saw her. He raced down the stairs, his voice booming across the courtyard, silencing the guards. "She is my guest. Let her in." In the quiet of his luxurious office, Stella shared her story, a life that started in an orphanage, a dream of becoming an engineer, crushed by circumstance. Joshua listened, his heart stirring. He didn't just offer her pity, he offered her a future. A cleaning job, yes, but one that came with staff housing. And more importantly, a full-time private tutor to prepare her for the university exams she never had a chance to take. Stella embraced the opportunity with fierce dedication. She didn't just clean the company garage, she made it immaculate. Then one day, a staff member got a flat tire. Before anyone could call for a mechanic, Stella had expertly changed it, her movements quick and sure. Her hidden talent was now on full display, and Joshua, who found himself watching her more and more, was deeply impressed. He was fascinated by her resilience, her pure heart, but his attention did not go unnoticed. Victoria, his sharp and ambitious personal assistant, saw Stella not as an inspiration, but as a threat. Poisonous jealousy began to fester. She started whispering in Joshua's ear, painting Stella as a calculated gold digger. His cynical business partners echoed the sentiment, warning him that associating with a street girl would tarnish his corporate image. Joshua rejected their advice, but the damage was done. The whispers and gossip spread through the company, a constant hum of judgment that followed Stella everywhere. The stares, the snickers, the open disdain, it became too much to bear. She couldn't bring shame upon the one man who had shown her kindness, the man who believed in her. So one night she quietly packed her few belongings, left her small room in the staff quarters, and walked away without a word. She chose the familiar hardship of the streets over the humiliation that came with wealth. For 3 agonizing weeks, Joshua searched for her frantically. A heavy emptiness settled in his heart. He realized the peace she had brought into his life was gone. He was lost without her. Finally, a breakthrough. A company driver spotted her at a distant construction site, doing backbreaking labor, carrying heavy blocks on her head under the scorching sun. Joshua rushed to the dusty, noisy site. He found her there, thinner and exhausted, but still radiating that same quiet strength. "Why did you leave?" he asked, his voice thick with emotion. Stella confessed she had left to protect him, to avoid bringing him shame. In that moment, surrounded by rubble and the clamor of construction, Joshua pulled her into a powerful embrace. "Stella," he declared, his voice unwavering, "you don't belong here. You belong in my life." He whisked her away from that life of hardship forever. He clothed her not in luxury, but in dignity. He moved her into a beautiful apartment, and instead of sending her back to the garage, he gave her the seed money to start her own small logistics business, something she could run while she finally pursued her mechanical engineering degree. 1 year later, Stella stood outside the gates of her university, no longer a girl from the streets, but a confident, fulfilled woman on the cusp of her dream. Joshua pulled his car over nearby, at a spot overlooking the beach. He looked into the eyes of the woman whose integrity had healed his own cynical heart. The poor girl who once refused his money was about to become the richest person in his world. He got down on one knee and asked her to be his wife, proving that true love and true worth are never measured by status, but by the undeniable quality of the soul. Thanks for watching. If this story touched your heart, please like, share, and subscribe for more content that celebrates the power of the human spirit.